Hey people, nice little run this morning. It's the 8th of January 2025. Nice and cool, a little bit of a breeze here. But my mind is still quite fresh, not completely overwhelmed by the office or any of that yet. And of course my mind goes to this time of the year. Wow! Being in the office is very difficult, very unnatural for everybody because of our genetic makeup is one of hunter-gatherers, of course. We've been hunter-gatherers genetically and biologically for a very long time, and office dwellers only for a very short time. So of course it doesn't feel right to rock up at the office every day, sit behind a desk. Being by the waterside feels more natural to us. Walking on the grass with bare feet feels more natural to us. There's a natural way of being. It's a natural way to eat. It's a natural way to love. It's a natural way to rest. It's a natural way to be in the world. And of course, the world in which I am living and a whole bunch of you are living is not natural at all. I think that we all understand that's commonplace. The question is, what do we do about it? And there are a whole lot of my friends, and maybe a younger version even of myself, that I'm kind of still friends with, that would say, well, you just J-U-S-T, you just have a revolution. You just change all of that. Those that have power over us must be made to relinquish what they have in order that this manipulative, oppressive system is changed. This system of capitalism, this system of elites in control, this system of racism, this system of colonialism and post-colonialism and neo-colonialism, this system of patriarchy, this oppressive system, however it is that you come to describe it in your way of seeing the world. Let us commit our entire lives. Let us commit each and every TikTok post. Let's commit each and every ounce of energy we have to the revolution. The truth to me is that even if I were to commit my entire life to trying to change the way the world is, every minute, even if I didn't sleep, and even if I lived to 127, I still wouldn't change anything. And I know a whole lot of you will say, well, what if we all thought like that? What if we all stand together? Is that ever going to happen? Have you ever seen everybody all stand together for anything? And when people have stood together in isolated situations, maybe in the French Revolution or the Russian Revolution, I don't know, there have been other places where people have all stood together. Are we absolutely sure that what came out of those revolutions was better than what would have happened if there was no revolution? There's no way of telling, actually. So the answer is no. I'm not gonna commit my entire life to a revolution that allows us to go back to living a life that is more natural, a life that is more closer to a paleo way of living, as some people call it. No, I'm not going to commit myself to a revolution. I think very often that is an act of vanity. People want to be seen by their friends to be revolutionary because they will think better of them, you know? Virtue signaling. I'm not saying it's all people. I'm saying that if I were to do that, that is probably with my 3-year-old ego self somewhere not very far below the surface. That is probably why I would do it. So rather than changing the world, I'm going to change as much as I can my world. And really, have you ever thought about this? What is the difference between the world and my world? My world is everything that I perceive. The world doesn't exist other than how I perceive it, how it comes to my eyes, my ears, my nose, my sense of touch. There is no the world actually other than my world, my perceived world. So if I know that the world in which I have been born, the world into which I have been born, is causing a lot of pressure for me to live an unnatural life, sitting at my desk for 60 hours a week, plugging away at Excel spreadsheets and PowerPoint presentations. If I know that's unnatural, do I put the few spare hours I have in my week into changing the world, or do I put a few hours into changing my life to resemble a more natural time? A time in which we were hunter-gatherers, in time at which we were walking barefoot for hours along the beach looking for scallops and mussels and crabs to eat. Do I change my life to a point where I lounge around being lazy and then sprint around like crazy for a few minutes pretending I'm chasing a gazelle or running away from a lion? I can change my life in little ways. Probably not completely, but in little ways. I can be more natural, be more close to my hunter-gatherer self, or the memory of my hunter-gatherer self deep down somewhere in my genes, in my DNA. I can spend a few minutes in the forest in the mornings before I head off into the office. I can spend a few minutes lifting heavy things, pretending I'm lifting a heavy rock out of the way of the cave. I don't know. I can do that. I can think of 100 little things to do. Maybe I can eat less of the shit that the system is getting most of us to eat. No more Tinkies, no more donuts. Maybe eat a little bit more like a hunter-gatherer ancestor deep inside me used to eat. I don't know. I don't think I know. I know for a fact. Let me not even say anything. I can't change the world. But I can change my world. And my world to me is the world. Gonna work out now, guys. Chat later.